welcome to another video. Today we are going to be doing a lot of stuff to the Skyline. Actually, we're going to put in the new injectors, the 750cc injectors. We're going to swap out the spark plugs. We are going to swap out the two split fire coils. And I have also ordered a new harness for the coils, which we will also mount. If this is going to be the only time I am taking that intake off that we have right here, I actually think it's time to paint it because it does not look super nice. And I mean, it's not like a plenum or plasma or whatever intake, but painting this black I think would look a lot better. Also remember to subscribe and like the video to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. That really helps me out. But now it is time to get going. There we go. Now we have these whole units ready for paint. I'm using Scotch Brite. It's really nice to like prep before paint. Okay, now I have taken Scotch Brite on all of these. I've taken some tape, as you see right there, here and there. And it's actually now time for paint. So I do not need any primer or any clear coat or nothing with this heat paint. I simply just need to apply the paint and that's it. So I'm gonna try to do this in 2 coats and 2 layers. So first we're going to do like a medium coat which almost covers everything with black, and then after that has dried we are then going to paint them with like a wet layer of coat, a completely covered coat. It will look super good in the engine bay. So yeah, now I'm gonna open a can and let's start spraying. Okay, it has now dried for about 10 minutes, so we are now ready for coat number 2. Looking good. Well, while this dries, we can actually start looking at the injectors. Okay, we are back here at the dark side of the house, in the shade. Let's try to remove one injector, and I assume there will come some fuel out. There we have one. Ow! Woo! Didn't think this was gonna be an issue. I forgot there is a mechanism that holds the injector. I didn't think of that. This one right here, of course I forgot about that. I'm such an idiot. Ooh. There we go, the O-ring came out with it. Now we got 2 injectors out. Yeah, these are for RB25 Neo. A very important thing. Let's compare how long these new injectors are compared to the old ones. And they look very different, but I mean the new one goes like deeper in there. I don't know if that matters. The O-ring sits in the same position ish. I have no clue. I don't know nothing about injectors. These are 370cc, these are 750, but that should not matter, but I don't really know. I will just try to fit one of these and see if it works. Why you should lubricate them is because when you push them in there, you should not like ruin the O-ring. Now all of them are lubed up. Here we have one injector, and the most important thing is that the O-ring is in the same place. So we're gonna try and put it in. That's in there, yeah? Yeah, that's 3. Oh, yeah, I like that. But this is looking pretty good. I'm happy. I assume when the fuel rail is on there, it will push them down. So cool to see upgrades on the RB25. I'm so stoked to get this up and running with more horsepower. Updates. I think I've done it wrong. I cannot put the injector in the engine first. I need to first attach it to the fuel rail, then attach all 6 at the same time to the engine. Okay, it's getting dark, but no time to waste. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now the clip is in the fuel rail. I have now taken the whole fuel rail and put it in with all 6 injectors connected to the fuel rail into the engine or the intake, and then I have bolted the 2 bolts, and now it is time for the most satisfying part, and that is connect them, and hopefully the connector is correct. Let's try and push them down. Oh, damn, that's a good feeling. Did you hear that? Let's try again. We have connector here, number 2. Okay, listen now. Ah, that's a good noise. Number 3, number 4, number 5, and the final one. There we go. Woo! Oh yeah, I am so proud of myself and happy. Never changed injectors before. This is the first time, and so now all the connectors are in and everything should be good. If they are leaking now, I do not know what I will do, but yeah. Okay, we are back at it at day number 2 or whatever. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is clean in here because it's very, very dirty before we take the coil packs out. And to do that, I have a vacuum right there, but that is obviously too big, so I have modified it with a smaller hose right there. Oh yeah. Okay, this should have been a lot longer and actually thinner, because I would not say this worked out perfectly, but it worked out like 50%. Okay, vacuum cleaner did not work, so we're gonna use compressed air instead. Will you look at that? That's not good. Such a good feeling to be swapping these out with some split fire coils. Okay, we got all the coils out and we can now see the plugs. They look all right. They have been swapped not too long ago, as far as I know, but I do not know for sure, so that's why I'm gonna swap them myself. Okay, here are the new spark plugs that I'm using for my RB25 DET Neo, and these are NGK R, and they are called, as you see, BKR 7E, and they are also gapped on the igniter or whatever. Okay, the gap on them is actually 0.6 millimeters. Plugs on all 6. So now it's time to install my split fire coils. Here we have my mighty split fire coils for the RB25 Neo. Quick fun fact, these are one of the only upgraded performance coils you can buy for the RB25 without actually modifying the top cover you have right there. A lot of people do use like Audi R8 coils or something like that, but then you cannot use the OEM coil cover. But with these you can, and it will look kind of let's say stealth. So I really like that. So these will not be visible, but I do know that they are there. Not mounted, but it's on there. Okay, now we are going to insert these bolts, the 3 bolts on the underside of the intake. A lot of people say these suck to install, but actually it's not that difficult. You simply take them from underneath and you take them up, and then you have to be careful. And I'm not going to use the wrench, I'm just going to use my hand. Do like that and just carefully take it up, hit the threads and then turn it. And it's not that hard actually. You just have to look down here while you do it and have your hand on the underside. Yeah. Ah. Perfect. It's in. So carefully twist by hand. But hopefully tomorrow is the day where we can actually say that this is finished in the engine bay, put the hood back on and actually ship it to my tuner for the car to be install aftermarket ECU and then go to the dyno. So I'm really excited about that. But now I will continue a little bit and I will see you guys in the morning. Okay, we're beginning the day number 3 inside the house because I got a new package. I got a package from Wiring Specialties and I think it is my harness for the coil packs and my Z32, the 300 ZX connector adapter for the RB25. So let's open this baby up. This little piece is all I need to connect my Z32. I hope it's the correct one. Yeah, cool. That's the quick change adapter for the Z32. And then we got fresh connectors. I love that. I mean, on the original RB25, all of these are like crispy and really bad quality. So now this is really good. We are really close to being done and we are ready for the dyno. So first off, we are going to swap out the coil harness. And as you see right now, I did use a zip tie because I did not think that the package would arrive in time, but it did. So I'm now going to take off a few stuff and remove all the connectors and get some new proper connectors with fresh plastic. So it's a good thing to swap this out, and it's actually a pretty easy job. Just disconnect all 6 of them and the main connector is like right there. So it should be pretty easy. Fresh connectors. So it is now the next day, and I actually finished up last night with everything actually. The intake, the boost pipe, I swapped out the Z32 MAF sensor. We now have the coils, spark plugs, new coil harness, injectors, and painted, as you see, the intake and all of that good stuff. So I think the engine bay now looks better than it did before, but still it's not as clean as I would like to. I mean, having an aftermarket intake would be even cooler. I mean, on RB it's still a lot of mess right here, but nevertheless, the most important thing now is, does everything work? Will the injectors leak? I mean, how is it? I know that the car will not run the way it should right now because of the bigger injectors, so I'm not too optimistic, but I hope it starts at least and can go like roughly on idle. But yeah, moment of truth. I really hope I do not need to remove anything and do this whole process all over again. So let's start the car up and hope for no leaks anywhere. Okay, we did have a little leak with some coolant right there. I need to check the photos of from before what that was. Maybe that simply just needs to be a bolt in there. But I saw on the photos it simply was a bolt there, and I have actually one bolt remaining that I have not yet mounted, so that should be that. So yeah, now it hopefully will not leak, and we will try to drive the car carefully out of the garage. Idle is pretty rough, and there's a lot of smoke because it's getting too much fuel, so that's not an issue. I think the exhaust sounds way rougher now, I don't know. Let's listen to the exhaust sound just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. I will not drive with the car or anything right now because it really needs a tune, but I just want to hear the sound a little bit. I am super hyped about this. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited to be pushing a lot of horsepower, more horsepower out of my baby. It's going to be so good. And I cannot see any leaks from the injectors, so that is perfect, because if there would have been some leaks right here, that would have been total disaster, but it's not, so that's really good. Really happy about the painting and everything. It looks really good. Anyways, we are now done with all the things I need to install on this car, and tomorrow is actually time to ship this car away and let the tuner install my aftermarket ECU and then actually get it tuned and on the dyno. I'm really excited to be pushing some horsepower out of my Skyline, and yeah, I'm so excited. I don't have words for it. I'm sorry. I spent a lot of money on a lot of upgrades now, and now I feel like it's time to get all that money I have invested in return by having a lot of joy and happiness while driving this car. And I know it will give me happiness as long as it's reliable, and I hope it will be with the numbers we are going to be running. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you learned something as well on the way, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. That will be dyno day, and I'm super excited for that. So subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.